What's up, YouTube? Welcome back to another video here on the Nerd Nostalgic page. In this video, I actually am going to go over some of the comic book haul. My LCS recently had a 40% off sale. Shout out Atomic Monkey Comics. We'll post their kind of stuff everywhere. I took a bunch of pictures and stuff and pulled them off the internet, whatever. Anyways, they had a 40% off sale. I was able to pick up a fat stack of books. So I'm pretty excited with some of the stuff that I picked up. Was able to find some stuff in the dollar bins too. Probably spent more time dollar bin diving than I should have, but it is what it is. I actually only got 4 books from that, or 5 books. But yeah, I hope you enjoy this video. As always, please go ahead and hit that like button, hit the subscribe, tell your friends, family, and coworkers about us, specifically me. Help me grow this audience. I love doing these videos. I think they're a lot of fun. And so yeah, let me share what I found with you guys. See you in a bit. What's up, YouTube? It's your friendly neighborhood nerd here, bringing you another video. In this video, like I mentioned before, this is going to be all about the LCS haul that I found. I go hunt a lot. I come out with some good stuff. I share it with the boys in some of the group chats that I'm in. Some of those guys, shout out to the Texas Comic Crew. Some of those guys like find some of the craziest stuff. Absolutely just wild, some of the stuff that they find. And then we have the Lucky VIP Lounge. That's another group chat that I've been in for a lot longer. Shout out to all those dudes. They find a lot of good stuff too. So this one's for Alan. Here's me adjusting my hat. So go ahead and take a drink. He said that anytime that I adjust my hat, he's gonna take a sip. So we'll see how that goes for him. But yeah, awesome sale that they were having, 40% off. They used to have epic deals. This place actually, up until about a year and a half ago, I could find the craziest back bins. Anything that hadn't hit spec yet, I'd be able to find there. Then all of a sudden, he got organized, a little bit more organized. And so some of his stuff kind of ended up not being as great of a find. I could still find some stuff, but it's a lot harder to have everything priced up right. And so most LCSs do. It's rare, those gems that you get where it's just still at cover price. Now, with the fact that they did the sale, I was able to get most of this stuff for cover, if not lower. And so let's dive into it. There's a total of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 20. There's about 20 plus books in here. I don't think I counted them properly. Math is not my forte. I am no mathematician. So there's 20 plus books in here. At the end, I will total what they actually ended up coming out for. But like I said, some of these were dollar finds. Not many, about 4 of them. And I'll point those out here at the beginning. But yeah, I was pleasantly surprised to, actually it won't be at the beginning, I'll point it out as I go. I just realized I reorganized them based off of what they sell for. So as it progresses, you'll get the cooler books. But it ranges from like modern stuff all the way to like Silver Age stuff that I was able to find for like under $10, which I think anytime you can find a Silver Age book, Silver Age key, minor key, big key, whatever, under 10 bucks, steal, pick that up. So without further ado, let's jump into it. So right off the rip, you guys know this. It needs no introduction. It's the first appearance of Manarch, probably the rarest, most expensive, just kidding, comic book of all time. 1993, Turok #1, foil edition. Now, I will say there is a rare Turok book that's out there. Now, when I say rare, it's rare for the amount of print. I don't know what this print run was. I'd guess 1 million or so, or something significant, way more significant than that. But the Turok is actually in gold, and so is the Valiant over here in the corner. So I know this is a joke in the community. Shout out to Gazer Collects. He's one of the people that originated that joke, or at least one of the very first people that I heard talking about it. And so there is a rare variant out there. So while these are dollar books, that variant I think ranges from 20 up, just depending. So you know, we joke about it, but there is a book out there, and I would love to find it in the wild one day. I'm not going to go to eBay and pay for that, but if I find that book, I think it would be absolutely awesome. I also kind of want to get one of these slabbed, and so I think I'm gonna pick up a bunch of them and slab them, and just to say that I have it slabbed, you know, I think that would be hilarious. So Turok #1, rarest gem you can find. I wonder if there's any double covers of it out there. That'd be cool, huh? Continuing on. You guys get the look there. This is a book from 2009. This is now a 13-year-old book, which is crazy. We're in 2022. Welcome. This is the 8th Superman Flash race that they have. Flash is the winner. I've actually read this. When I started collecting again, this is one of the books that I picked up. This and a Silver Surfer book. 68 Rise of Coon, I think is what his name was. I can't remember which one that is. I'm pretty sure it's 68. But anyways, Silver Surfer Volume 3. So I picked both of those books up just because they kind of piqued my interest. It was in the back bins. I was like, why not? So with this one, it's really interesting. Barry Allen specifically is in this book, and he races Superman. Superman's trying to prevent him from doing something similar to what he did in Rebirth and sacrificing himself. Not in Rebirth. And he's like, I'm gonna stop you. He's like, you know, we've raced a few times, and some of those I've even beaten you. And Barry looks back and goes, Clark, those were for charity, and then just dusts him. Which for me, I'm like, it's not even close. Like, yes, Superman, you were awesome, one of the greatest characters ever invented, if not the greatest character invented. Are you OP? 100%. The Flash is still the fastest being ever to exist in both the DC universe and the Marvel universe. Barry Allen is so fast, he's actually gone into the Marvel universe. They did that in Quasar 17. Look that up. I might pop it up here. But there's like a space race that happens, and all these fast people from the Marvel universe are racing, and then out of nowhere comes buried alien, as you find out. He can't remember him, but it's like his stuff is like tattered and stuff. So he runs across the universe, and it was a shout out to DC having created one of the best things, Crisis on Infinite Earths. So yeah. Awesome book, not super expensive, as you can see there. Still pretty awesome. I have one, adding that one to the collection again, or adding it again, whatever. Next up, we have Silver Surfer, the Wizard Marvel kind of mix up here. And this one's actually pretty cool. This is kind of an underrated book, and I'll tell you why here in a second. I just want you to bask in its glory. So it's underrated because this was a mail-away exclusive. So the print count on this should be lower than, I really don't know what it is, and I didn't research it. Maybe I'll post it up here after in the post. But it's a unique book. Just the fact that it was a mail-away, so that makes it a little bit rare. I didn't have it. I needed to pick it up, and yeah, so now we have it in the collection. And y'all know me, I'm a surfer guy, Norrin Rad, that's my dude. But yeah, this is a combo that they were doing. So Wizard #1/2 Silver Surfer. There's actually another variant. So with these Wizards, there was always two covers, right? There was the Marvel one and then the Wizard one. So make sure you pick up both. I want to pick up that second one. It's pretty much the same. This character is on this side. So I'll have to read this just to give it a go and see what the deal is with it, if it's a good story or not. But adding that to the PC, always need that. Next up, little timeless variant for you. We have a Black Widow Numerity, the Alex Ross timeless variant. And so I don't like her hair. Aside from that, I think it's great. This is those Alex Ross timeless variants. They were super hot for a bit there. I think it's a great book. I like it. I like everything but her hair. I'm not a fan of bangs. So even when comically drawn, not a fan. It's rare the woman that can pull off bangs, in my opinion. But anyways, Natasha Romanoff, Black Widow #2, Alex Ross timeless variant. This is a PC book just for the fact that I need it. Oh, I should have mentioned those two earlier books, the first two. Those were dollar fines. Obviously, Turok #1 should be. Flash #3, probably like a $3-4 book. I don't know what populated when I posted it. No, I didn't put it down on this one. So yeah, dollar books. So those are two of the dollar books that I found. Continuing on, bam, we have some Silver Age goodness. we have Adventure Comics number 381. You will see that this is the beginning of the ongoing Supergirl series. So this is where she starts to make a bunch of like cameos and stories within the Superman genre there. I've actually never read these. I'm not a big Superman guy. I just thought it was a cool cover. I do like Supergirl, Power Girl. See if you can see Power Girl right there. So there's Power Girl. I'm a fan. I like that character a lot. I'm excited for Cyril. I think it's Cyril. No. It's either Cyril or Lana. Is it Laura Lane Kent? I can't remember what character's coming up in the Flashpoint movie, but it's their daughter, alternate universe, their daughter. I think you can find it in Injustice. No, is it Injustice Gods Among Us? Yeah, Injustice Gods Among Us Year 2 or something like that. I don't know. Anyways, I'm a fan. I like it. It's one of my favorite characters. But first ongoing, there's like 10 cents stuff written on here. Like, it's not the most beautiful copy in the world, but it's not bad. Like, it presents pretty good. So yeah, I was like, you know what? Let's pick that up. I haven't decided if I'm going to PC this or not yet, but I think it's good. Next up, we have a book from 1989, man. I'm Batman. Look at that. This is the prestige format of the movie adaptation from 1989, the 1989 movie with Michael Keaton. These are starting to pick up some steam, so if you can find this, make sure you do. I got this at a steal, in my opinion, and so with this one, it's picking up steam just for two reasons. Number one, we know Keaton's coming back. Number two, I don't think it's just going to be done there. I think they may do the Batman Beyond universe with Keaton. It only makes sense. And then number three, it's also, they just recently revamped the 1989 series, which I picked up some of those first issues. I haven't gotten a chance to read it. I'll be honest with you. I'm still reading 2015 Secret Wars, the trade paperback. So that's going pretty good so far. I don't know if there's multiple of those, but next up on my list is Something is Killing the Children. I've heard so many good things about it, but Batman, it's a great cover. You have Nicholson there on the cover as Batman, as Joker. Keaton, it's just a great book just in general. So if you see this in the dollar bins, which I'm sure you can find it, or in the back issues, pick it up. Worth the look. As you can tell, it's going for a few buckaroos there. Next up, we got a little Alex Ross goodness there. I woke up super thirsty, guys. I don't know why. But this is a book from 2008. Alex Ross, obviously you know his stuff. We just had another book that was Alex Ross, right? Where did it go? Boom. Alex Ross goodness. But anyways, this is the first appearance of Mr. Young Bucky as Captain America. So I think it's special in that regards. Are we going to get that in the MCU? Probably not. I see him kind of exiting the MCU since he's, I'm going to refer to them as Gen 1 Avengers. Technically Gen 1.5. But yeah, I don't see too much of a story past a few movies, in my opinion. But maybe I'm wrong. Maybe they do give it to him. But I think the whole inclusiveness angle that Disney's going with right now, a black Captain America, it just makes more sense for the time. So, and I really do love Sam Wilson as Captain America. He stands for a lot of the same things that Steve Rogers did. So different, but the same, still pretty badass in his own way. And I think that's the best thing about it. But Captain America, Alex Ross, 2008. All right. One of these, and I don't remember which one, I want to say it was, oh nice, the newsstand. So 1985 book. This is a 36-year-old book. 37 going on, pretty much. First cover appearance of Spot. I found this in the dollar bins. This was another dollar bin find. And the reason I know it's that is because I had stickers on the other ones. This one doesn't have that sticker. And you can see it's a newsstand there. So of the 3 copies that I have that I picked up, one was a newsstand. And so I actually didn't have this in my PC. I don't collect a lot of Spider-Man, but if I come across something and I can come up with multiples, I'm like, you know what? It's destiny. Let's go ahead and keep one for the PC. This is the first cover appearance of Spot there, a character that can kind of warp through time, space there. I forget specifically what it is. It's being rumored that this character is the big bad for the Into the Spider-Verse 2, which it looks like it's Miguel O'Hara right now. That's what they want you to think. It's not going to be. He's another good guy. It's going to be great for these kids that don't know anything, or for people that don't know anything. Shout out to Michael. You're probably watching this video, but he and his son just watched it for the first time years later. His son is now like in that age range, 5, 6. So it's a perfect time for him. But he was like, dude, he's like, it's actually pretty good. He's like, I get why. He's like, the funny comment he texted me was, he's like, dude, if anybody does acid, not that I know, he's like, they would be losing their mind over this movie. And as I thought about it, I was like, yeah, anybody that does any type of hallucinogen and watches Into the Spider-Verse, oh my God, vaya con Dios, they're gonna be in their own world. But yeah, found one of these in the dollar bin, super excited. The other ones were at a heavy discounted rate, pretty much cover price. So awesome. We'll keep one of those. The others, we will have somebody else share the wealth. Speaking of Spot, how about that? How about that right there? Another 1985 book. This is the first appearance of Spot. Great cover, number one. Anything with Black Cat on it, I think is great. I think her, is it Peter Parker Spectacular Spider-Man number 90 is another kind of key book, and I forget why, maybe 89, I can't remember, but great book. You have, Kingpin on the cover, Black Cat and Spidey. I think this could possibly happen in the future, Now, that guy right there, again, the newsstand, which I don't know how that's possible, was in the dollar bin. This is the 4th dollar bin book that I found. So those were the 2 hits, was the 2 newsstands in the dollar bins, which keep looking. I know these aren't like $100 books, $50 books or anything like that, but 10 to 20 to 25 bucks dollar bin, that's like, yeah, come on, that's an easy dub for us. And so they actually had another one on the wall. I was able to find this in one of their long boxes. They hadn't even put it out yet, which I kind of lucked out, but this was a great find. I was happy when I found this. I was like, ooh. And so I was excited. And I was actually looking at their wall book one because I knew it would be discounted, but they had it marked up, whereas this one wasn't as high. So I was like, yeah, we're going to take those 2. So yeah, first appearance of Spot, first cover appearance. Great stuff. And I've been picking those up just on a regular basis lately. So I'm pretty excited to have that. I really am hoping that character comes out. Yeah, that'd be wonderful. But again, I'm going to share the wealth with these finds. So we have a book here from 1978. We have The Origin of Power Girl. This is the first solo Power Girl book. It also is the first appearance and death of a few characters, Zor-El, Alara, and NZ. Who those characters are, I have no idea. As I mentioned, I am a fan of Power Girl. And shout out to Alan as I adjust my hat here. Take another drink, brother. But yeah, Power Girl. Let's see, let's grab her real quick. So boom, we got Power Girl. Like I said, Alan May gave me that for Christmas. Super excited to have that in the PC. A book that I was looking to get, just wasn't high up on my list at the time. But yeah, Power Girl over here, 1978 book, first solo story. And look at her, man. She's thick, boy. Look at that. She's thick. And that's, I think, what I've always loved about Power Girl. Not only is she an attractive kind of character, but they really like make her muscular, right? Like make her fit, make her like a character like you would think would be a superhero, like with muscles and stuff. Unlike I would say Wonder Woman in some of the early versions, she's kind of evolved as time has progressed, was a little bit skinny, and you're like, she doesn't have any muscles or anything. But I digress. And I know my buddy Gaston will relate to that. He wants them drawn kind of like this. This is what I should get him, as I think about it, for his birthday or Christmas sometime soon. But yeah, Power Girl. Is it a perfect copy? Absolutely not, but it's from 1978, man. Like, I'll take it. It's for the PC. That's staying with. Next up is a 1987 book, Wolverine versus Spideyman. Spider-Man versus Wolverine, #1, newsstand edition, sought after book for 2 reasons. #1, it's a classic battle. You can't go wrong with that. #2 is the fact that it's the death of Hobgoblin. This is the Ned Leeds death. So with the speculation in the MCU that Ned is going to become the Hobgoblin, which I don't know after this last movie if that's going to happen. I don't even know if he's going to appear in any more movies, just for the fact that, is Tom Holland going to appear in any more movies? But I digress. Newsstand edition, awesome book to have. Haven't decided if I'm PCing that yet. I have another version of this. It's not quite this one, but this is the sought after one. So I digress. Next up, we have another Silver Age classic here. 1968 book. We have Action Comics number 360 presenting Supergirl. It's going to have the origin of Supergirl. So I think that's pretty awesome. Take my fingers out of there so you can kind of see it. Origin of Supergirl. I'm sure it's told 100 more times over after that, but this is one of the first times, if not the first time. So I think that's pretty freaking epic. Got it for right around that $10 mark, and I think that's a steal. Again, don't know if I'm going to keep it. I just thought it was a cool book, and it's in solid condition. I'd give it anywhere from a 6.0 to 7.5 probably. Deserves a good press and clean. It's got a couple issues, but I think it's a good book, and it's a square bound, so I think that's why it's held up so well. But the spine is still there, which, you know, for a book from 1968, which is wild. That's like 40, 50 years old. God bless. So awesome book. Origin of Supergirl. All right, another book that needs pretty much no introduction, especially with the hype that is around this character. 1989, first partial cover appearance of Venom, second full appearance of Venom. There's what makes it a partial. I think it's a great cover. It's been homage. I think this is an homage to Scorpion book. Where is it? Is it up there? It's in the corner there. So Amazing Spider-Man, if that's 20, it's one of the other books where Scorpion is fighting Spider-Man. It's in the water like that. Go look it up. I might populate it in the story there. But yeah, it's kind of an homage cover to that classic. It's been redone several times. I've seen other people homage this cover specifically as well. So Amazing Spider-Man, 315, newsstand edition. Is it in the best condition? Absolutely not. Doesn't need a lot of love. TLC 100%. A lot of the things that are going to be wrong with it. You got a little bend over here, but it doesn't really color break because it's white. But then you have some dirt and stuff that would need to get rubbed out. And then the spine itself has a bunch of ticks. So is it a perfect copy? No. Is it going to be the copy that we keep? Yes. I sold my other copy. Kind of regretted it. So the fact that I was able to pick this up for pretty cheap, I think is a win. So off to the PC you go, my friend. I think I just decided that. I wasn't initially going to. Anyways, moving on, 1986 book right here. This is one of the most underrated books, and I think that's what I should do. I should do a video just on underrated books. Maybe we'll emphasize on this one. First appearance of several characters, basically all of the Watchmen. You're going to have Rorschach, Doc Manhattan, Ozymandias, Silk Spectre, the comedian, and of course, the Batman figure from that Night Owl. So Watchmen, number one, I think one of the greatest stories ever told, ever written in comic book history. Was super hyped for Doomsday Clock, and I think that's a little bit underrated too. I could be biased just because I really do like Watchmen. I like the concept. Talk about an OP character in Doc Manhattan. If Superman is OP, Doc Manhattan is excessively OP. He's literally a god and can change matter and energy and everything. So it doesn't get stronger than that. This book I thought was in better condition than it was. The front presents beautifully. I was like, wow. I was like, yeah. We're gonna scoop that up. The back has some issues. Still a good grade. Overall, good price for the book. Very underrated. If you see these, pick these up. This is probably my third or fourth copy, and I'm just slowly building them up. I think Watchmen IP is underrated. There's a lot you can do with that. The Watchmen series, whenever it came out on HBO recently, epic. Go watch that. It starts off slow, doesn't really feel like a Watchmen story or a superhero story, but then as time progresses, you see where the story goes. And I think they only did one season, Alan Drink, and I think that's probably the best decision that they made, just because it was epic. They don't need to add anything else. They'll water it down. So Watchmen, number one. bam, got that book right there. We have the first full appearance of Miss Jessica Cruz. So the Volthoom picks Jessica Cruz for a power ring. This is a book that debuted in 2014, so it's only 7-8 years old. First appearance of Miss Young Jessica Cruz. She later gets officially, she later becomes officially a Green Lantern Justice League 50, I want to say. Now, the reason I picked this book up, number one, I got it at a steal. What I thought it was a steal, but this is one of the wall books that I picked up. Yeah. Anyways, it's her first appearance. She's coming out there. HBO Max is coming out with a Green Lantern show. And if you know HBO Max and HBO just in general, they pretty much touch something and it's gold. So I'm so hopeful for all the DC stuff that they've picked up, and I'm happy that they made that partnership. I think that's probably the smartest move DC has made in a very long time. You have a lot of great directors that are tied into some of these things, like Matt Reeves, I think, is going to get his own show after the Batman movie. Then you're going to have, I think James Gunn is getting his own thing. You have Michael B. Jordan. So a lot of good things that are trending for the DC properties. It sucks that there's nothing really combining them, even though I still think that they have the opportunity to, and I think that they should. The multiverse exists. Obviously, fans reacted well to it here with Marvel. There's no reason that DC can't do it. And you can handle it a little bit differently because it's a timeline thing. So, I don't know. Whatever. Jessica Cruz, important character. Again, a lot of these bigger companies, DC, Marvel, Disney in general, are doing those inclusive kind of characters. Jessica Cruz is a perfect example, and I'm excited for her. She's a woman and she's Latina. I love it. So I actually already have one of these. There is a rarer print. It's a little bit more reddish on the cover that goes for like $200 something. Maybe I'll populate it here now. But yeah, it's pretty epic. I would highly suggest that you pick that up if you can, if you see it out in the wild. But even then, just one of these. I do already have this. I picked up a good copy at pretty much right around what I picked this one up at, maybe a little bit cheaper. And so I was able to secure that a while ago. So excited to have another one. So I'll be able to share this in a mystery box, which we're going to do here pretty soon, probably in the next week or so. I'm already kind of pricing stuff out for it. Start off the new year right. So go to House of Nostalgia, house.of.nostalgia, or just go to my Nerd Nostalgia page, nerd.nostalgia, and find that stuff there. I may start selling on there. I haven't decided if I want to yet. I want to distinguish the podcast and the selling a little bit, but who knows? You know, a lot of these podcasts will kind of do the same thing. So what's to stop me from doing that? There shouldn't be anything. But Justice League 31, highly recommend picking that up. Great book. Here's another one, a fun find, and actually, as I told y'all, I share this stuff with the groups that I'm in, and one of the guys immediately hit me up and was like, "Hey, bro, how much for that Thor 1 Scotty?" He's a Scotty fan, and so we have Thor 1. This is the debut of Miss Jane Foster as Thor, kind of. People don't really credit this one. I mean, they do. It's the other one where she's on the cover that they give that one as the first appearance of her. But I think number 2 in the series is her first full appearance, is what they say. But this book right here goes for a nice little premium, as you can see. And I think it's cool. It's one of the... I'm not a huge Scotty fan. I actually already have this, and I picked it up at a steal way before anybody was like hopping on that Scotty train. And so I have a few of these, and I have this one as well. So I have that one for the PC. So I'm happy to be able to share this with my brother and get it out to him. So shout out. Next up, we have Amazing Spider-Man, a 1984 book. Amazing Spider-Man 257. So, pretty awesome book. These go for a pretty penny. This condition is probably 8.5, solid grade, maybe even a 9.0 with a good clean and press. So this is going to be the second appearance of Puma, but who cares? Who the hell is Puma? Go Cougs, for those that know. But it's the first appearance of Ned Leeds as the Hobgoblin. So again, that speculation talk, like that other one that I had before, this is the reason that people want this one. So does he become Hobgoblin? Perhaps. Does he not? He has new magical ring powers. So we'll see. I think it's a classic cover. Anything with the black Spidey suit is just, it sells. It's a cool looking suit. But yeah, 257, Hobgoblin. We are down to our final two books here, ladies and gentlemen, and they are bangers. They are Silver Age bangers. Can't believe I found them for the price that I found them at. So starting off with that one there. Actually, this isn't a Silver Age. I apologize. I lied to you. This is a 1981. The last book is, I promise. This is the first appearance of Vixen. So this is a 1981 book, newsstand, Action Comics number 521. And the reason this is an important character is because Vixen joins the Justice League, and she's the first black female character to join the Justice League. So, or Justice League of America, right? Yeah, the JLA. So pretty important in that regard. I think it's a cool cover just in general. And it was in pretty solid condition, again, for a book that's from the 80s. And I really did think this was from the 60s, and so I think that's why I had picked it up, even the 70s maybe. But overall, just great condition. I would give it a 8.0. So I was like, man, that's a solid book. Let me go ahead and scoop that up, and it's a great pickup, I thought. So if you see this, I'm trying to work on my DC game a little bit as far as the keys and stuff like that. I really don't know, especially Superman and Batman stuff. There's so much. So many different runs and everything, so it makes it a lot more difficult. Final book that I got from this comic book haul from Atomic Monkey LCS here in Houston, Texas. This is the book that I found. I thought it was a great deal for as much as it is. It's a little bit more tan than I would like it to be, but I can't tell if that's... Nah, it's just tan. It's just a lot of tanning. It is what it is. So... we have the origin of Nick Fury and S.H.I.E.L.D. 1968 book, cover art by Jim Steranko. Classic cover. You've seen this. They've done it a few different times. Book is in solid condition aside from the tanning. Not a whole lot of ticks, which I thought was epic. So I think this would get a very great mid-grade. I don't know how much CGC and CBCS dings for the tanning, as you can kind of tell there. I want to say this is supposed to be a white book, but it's definitely off-white pages to cream, as they might say. But it was a classic. I haven't decided if I want to keep this or not. Nick Fury is just such a big character. I'm thinking that I will, but who knows? If I'm able to find another one, then maybe we're willing to part with it. But awesome book. That is going to do it. I don't know how many books it was, but we're going to post the total right now. But that's going to do it, y'all. Thank you for joining me. Please hit that like, subscribe button if you like this kind of content. If you like these kind of videos, please let me know. I want to get better at this, and I can only do better if you guys leave me comments and feedback. That helps not only with the algorithm, but it also helps with how I can move forward with these videos. So I hope you learned something today. Some of these books that you can find in dollar bins, they're still out there. Make sure you pick them up. If you like these LCS haul kind of videos, let me know. I do them all the time. I go hunting all the time, at least once a month probably. So that being said, let's enter into the catchphrase, into the outro portion of the video. Oh, Alan, before I forget, there you go. Drink one more time. Thank you guys so much for joining me today. As always, stay nerdy, my friends. Enter catchphrase here. That's a shitty catchphrase.